capability for MSL is that we have a jackhammer drill. We have to drive around the surface, and if there's an interesting rock that we want to sample, we go up to it, we can jackhammer into that rock, create some powder, and then we take that powder, we put it through some sieves to like get it to the right, make the particle sizes, and we can drop it into these chemical laboratories inside the rover itself. Very sophisticated equipment, the kind of equipment you find in a university laboratory, but we're doing it 100 billion miles away on Mars. MSL was assembled here in the clean room. It actually was put together inside of its back shell and heat shield, and with its cruise stage and all the different components that actually take it to Mars. That was all buttoned up and sent up the hill to JPL, where it can be put in a simulation chamber. That will expose it to a vacuum and to the sort of extreme temperature of the little counter on its flight to Mars. And that's how we're testing it right now. So unfortunately, you can't see it here, but it's undergoing that test right now. Let's see what else. MSL is just it's got the size and the wheelbase of a Hummer, and it's the size of a Mini Cooper. Its body's about the size of a Mini Cooper, so it looks like a Mini Cooper with really big wheels, really broad wheels. It has. We'll be showing you an animation here in a second, which shows you that we have a new, unique way of getting this vehicle to Mars. Just when you thought you've seen everything with the airbag systems that deployed Mars Pathfinder and the Artemis system, we've invented something entirely new and scary for this mission as well. And so you can see that in the video that we can start right now.
Which one do you want on the animation?
Animation. And so look at these little screens here. So this is the Mars Science Laboratory. You'll first see it flying through the atmosphere. As it's entering the atmosphere, so it's just going off, actually steer it through the atmosphere to a specific site on the surface. The first time we've actually steered on the way in, which allows us to target it very precisely. There's a parachute, about a 60-foot parachute, huge parachute. Now the heat shield has fallen away, and you'll see now that the rover is there exposed, flying down the surface, and the wheels are deploying. And this gets really exciting now, where the jetpack carrying the rover has fallen out. It's got 8 rockets that are steering it down to the surface. The rover computer is actually controlling its own descent, measuring how fast it's going in, and sensing the grams of radar. And as you get about the height of this building, it starts lowering the rover down on its tethers. Actually 3 tethers, and then 1 electronic cable, because the rover now is still controlling its own flight. And then when the rover touches down successfully, the cable is cut, and that what we call the descent stage is and then flies off and it crashes. Its mission's done. It's dead. But it did a good job. And then now the rover is actually deployed on the surface, ready to do some science. And so it looks a little bit like MER. You'll notice the solar panels are missing. That thing in the back there with the fin, that's actually its power supply. It has some naturally decaying radioactive elements inside of it that give off heat. That heat's turned into electricity. It's a very stable, nice source of power that is independent of dust and independent of temperature. It's just a nice way to power a spacecraft. And so this rover has 2 eyes, just like MER, except 1 eye is a high-resolution camera and 1's a medium-resolution camera. But you can still combine them to do stereo and color. Inside the rover itself, there are these 2 very big chemical laboratories. One does mineralogy, tells you what minerals are there, and one does elemental chemistry, tells you what chemical elements are in the rock soil. Another instrument actually can sniff the air as well and tell you the composition of the air. And all these are to understand the environment and how they've changed over time, and hopefully we'll figure out that an environment on Mars at the landing site where we're going to was actually a habitable place where maybe life was there, maybe it wasn't, but we can hopefully determine that it was conducive to life. And that's sort of the step that this scientific investigation is taking. What you just saw is a really unique experiment. On the top of the mast is a laser that fires at rocks up to 20 feet away. It's doing it again here, creating a little hole in the rock, black little hole in the rock, but really what we're interested in is the spark. So as the laser fires, it creates a little spark. We look at the color of that spark, and the variations in color within that spark tell you what the elemental chemical composition of the rock is. This is a really cool technique. We can fire at the rock at 20 feet away, and we can also protect ourselves.
What's the duration of the mission?
years ago when I started, it was 2 years. It's always been 2 years, which sounded really cool 5 years ago. And now that VR has lived 5 years, it's 2 years down kind of culture. But the idea is that if MVR is 90 days and lasts 5 years, we're built for 2 years, we'll last hopefully a decade. We hope, if everything keeps working. There are a lot of moving parts, there are a lot of intricate, complex equipment. We'll be happy to have the 2 years and everything after that is possible.
You're not limited by the RTG capability then?
Actually, yeah, luckily not. So the half-life of the...
That you know. You can calculate it exactly.
Yeah. That'll be strong after you.
That's the radio center.
Maybe let's take one more question and then we'll send you on to the next talk. What was the thing we have to describe? Well, so the other way to the airbag is the heavier the thing you're delivering to the surface, the